Welcome to Inside Scoop. I'm Sumi Das. Joining me is Daniel Turdeman, senior writer for CNET. Daniel, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Okay, so it is now official. There is going to be an IPO for Twitter. We had expected this.
Yes.
The paperwork has been filed. So they have filed what's called an S1
That's right.
with the SEC. That happened today.
Yes.
And now we know things that we didn't before. What's going on with the financial health of Twitter?
Well, Twitter has yet to ever make a profit, but their revenues are now in the range, you might say, of about, it looks like $500 million for the full year of 2013. Extrapolating a little bit, but
right.
And their revenues are going up pretty, it's a healthy rise in revenue.
Let's talk about mobile, because mobile is such an important aspect
right.
of Twitter, of this business model. How is Twitter set up to really capitalize on mobile and take advantage of that?
Well, Twitter, you have to remember, was started as a service that was tied to carriers' text messaging systems.
Its roots were really
that's why Twitter, the maximum length of 140 characters, that was tied to what you could do in a text message. So from the beginning, it's been built as a service for mobile, and that's played out, or that's represented in the fact that they say 75% of their active users, do it on mobile. 65% of their advertising revenue comes from mobile, and if you compare that to what Facebook did when after their IPO, they really struggled to figure out how to make money from mobile.
Right. They've only recently kind of nailed that down and gotten their mobile business in order, really this year, right?
Yeah, and that's why. It's a primary reason why Facebook's IPO kind of tanked for the first 6 months or so, and now that they have figured out mobile, why Facebook is now sort of back above what their IPO price was.
Right, they've gone above the original price. So really, Twitter, it seems like, is set up in a good position then. Other comparisons between Twitter and Facebook, of course, that's the most recent sort of IPO in history. They are considered competitors. How do they compare? I mean, we know that Twitter has far fewer users, monthly active users, than Facebook does, correct?
Right. So Facebook most recently said they had, I think, like 1.18 billion monthly users. By comparison, Twitter says they're about 218 million. So that's
really
like
a fraction.
one sixth. And there's even a larger gap in terms of revenue. It seems like Facebook is making like 10 times as much money in revenue. And they're already profitable, whereas Twitter has yet to ever make a profit.
Right, and what is Twitter trying to accomplish? I mean, it's a pretty lofty goal here. It's $1 billion, right, for the IPO?
If you think about it, $1 billion for an IPO doesn't seem like that much anymore. I mean, like I think Facebook. Well, if I remember, they tried to raise $10 billion in there, or $15 billion in their
right,
IPO.
But if the IPO goes the way of Facebook, which I'm not saying that it will, but it's possible, right? Anything's possible.
So one would think that Twitter, with their $1 billion, is going to expand. Pretty significantly. In fact, there's been rumors in the last day or so that they're looking at a lease on a new space in San Francisco that will double the amount of size that they have.
They just moved into their new headquarters, it seems like,
about
not
a year.
That long ago.
Yeah, it's been about a year. So that if that's true, then they're looking to at least double the size of their workforce. They'll probably acquire more companies, fill in some more holes. So,
and then the final question is, when is this IPO going to happen? When can everybody actually buy shares?
Well, we don't know exactly yet, but we can imagine it'll happen, by next month for sure.
All right. Okay. Daniel, I'm sure this is not the last that we'll be hearing of the Twitter IPO. We'll probably be turning to you again for news. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
For Inside Scoop, I'm Sumi Das. Thanks for watching.